So, if you have your own business, you have a personal brand or a personal business, and you want to start using video in your marketing and you're a little lost about how to do it, you might be a little bit intimidated mostly because of the editing side. You have a phone in your pocket and you feel like you can probably shoot pretty decent video footage with that, but you have no idea how to get started editing and you don't really have the time or the patience needed to really master that. And that's probably not your focus if you're a business owner. That's not what you want to be spending your time doing. But you still want to get some of the results that you can get out of utilizing video in your marketing. I want to talk today about a couple ideas of things that you can do with video where it doesn't require any editing. And I don't typically do these videos in one take like this without editing, but I thought I might try it and to see how it might be different than my typical videos. So I think videos like this, where you could prop your phone up and kind of speak to the camera, especially if you're a personal brand, if your face is the face of the business, these can be really great options. You can really present a lot of great information, teach your customers a lot of things, or answer questions. And I think the important thing to remember is to get really good at this, you just have to do it more. So you might feel a little discouraged the first couple times looking at what you're making. You might be discouraged because you're using ums and ahs to fill all the empty spaces in your video. But over time, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. The better you're going to get at organizing your thoughts and being able to present something that is relatively concise. And I will say that I don't think that it's really a good expectation to have of yourself to be as concise as you would be in an edited version. Because there's a lot of times when I will say something in front of the camera and I will kind of just continue on a thought a little bit too long, a little bit longer than you need to actually communicate the idea. But when we're communicating live like this, a lot of times we can't edit that out. And what initially I think in my brain is really important maybe isn't as important, and it doesn't actually need to be included in the video. So I think that that's important to note. And the other piece of doing these kinds of one take, zero editing videos to keep in mind is that professional actors, people that do this for a living, these people that are in front of the camera or they're on a stage on Broadway, they don't typically do this without editing either. And you can say that on Broadway, they have to do everything in one take, but there's so much practice that leads into that one play or that one musical, and then they perform that over and over again until that production is no longer, on that stage, and then they start new with practicing a new play or musical. And when we're talking about creating content regularly for our businesses, that's not really what we're doing. We're not repeating the same video over and over again. And you probably don't have the time to really refine your videos to that extent, to film the same video 10 times so that it just gets that much better. You probably don't have that kind of time because you're a business owner. You're busy. You have things to do that aren't video. But what I'm getting at is all of this being in front of the camera and not editing any video, really what I'm talking about is kind of like a slower paced video, which really, when you think about it, is the emergence of live video. When you look at live video, it's usually someone in front of the camera speaking, and the great thing about that is you can interact directly with your audience. So you don't have to feel a little bit weird about just talking into the camera because you can see that there's other people on the other side. And they can answer questions, and that can give you some of the content for what you're going to talk about. They can ask questions, and you can answer them live on video. And I've mentioned this in a past video, but live video is really interesting because people that view live video tend to be a little bit more lenient when it comes to the actual content. Not that you don't have to focus to get good content, but if your communication isn't perfect, if you're not really concise with your language, and if you have some longer pauses while you're looking at notes off screen or while you quickly look something up on the internet, that's totally fine with a live video, and that's totally fine even to post that live video afterwards. And I think that that's part of the reason why live video is so powerful, is you can jump on a live video on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn has a live video function now. Pretty much every platform has live video because it's that popular. And if you jump on a live video for an hour, that's an hour of your time, and then you get to post that video, and more people that didn't view it live, maybe you only have 5 or 10 people that viewed it live, now this is on the internet forever. It's content that's gaining you more audience. It's gaining you more people that are going to see your content. And I watch a lot of live video replays, and I get a lot out of them. And there's something about it that it doesn't have to be perfect. You can use the webcam on your computer. You can use just your phone, and it doesn't have to look perfect. It doesn't have to be perfectly lit. Your sound doesn't have to be perfect, and your delivery doesn't have to be perfect. So if you're someone who wants to start using video in your business and you're concerned about all of those little details and how you're going to have time to learn how to edit, or if you can actually learn how to edit all of those things, maybe live video is something that you want to consider. And it can also be intimidating thinking about live video. It's something new, and it's new to a lot of people. And to think about how to build up a kind of audience that would actually watch these live videos is a kind of a whole nother topic that I want to cover at another time. But just kind of thinking about what your niche is, and specifically who you're trying to reach with your business and who your product actually helps. Think about those people, and then think about where they are. And then you can kind of think about maybe the time of day that those people might be online and available to watch you live. But again, even if you don't have people watching you live, you can still make these videos, and you could even have friends chime in and ask some questions so that, in a replay, it doesn't seem like no one was there or no one was interacting with the content. But live video, I think, is a really great option for those of us who don't have a ton of time or resources to devote to learning completely new things, or you don't want to invest in a ton of equipment. You don't want to spend thousands of dollars on all of this new video equipment that you still don't know how to use. That's totally understandable. That's totally okay. And I would say start with live video. Start thinking about live video. And it doesn't have to be an hour. You don't have to jump on there for an hour, but maybe you jump on there for 15 or 20 minutes every Monday morning, and you just kind of answer questions, or you talk about something that you've been working on. Maybe you're a service-based company, and you offer plumbing services, and you talk about one of the projects that you worked on over the weekend. That's totally great, and now that content lives online forever. And just another thought, when you're editing, in this space, we have kind of like an air compressor or something in the space next door that goes on periodically. So when I'm editing, I'm able to edit that out because you can definitely hear it through the microphone a little bit, and I try to just kind of talk around it. But that came on during my one take, and now it's off. So I can't edit that out. So for me, I know how to edit, so I'm going to continue to make my videos in a way that are edited. That's easier for me, but for you, you might not know how to edit, and that's totally fine. And if you want to just stick to this kind of format, I definitely think that live video is the way to go. So I hope that was helpful to you, and if you like this video, please like it below, and you can hit the subscribe button to see some more content like this surrounding how to use video for your personal business. And I will see you in the next video.